It's another one of them old Frank Monday productions coming at ya. Scientific materialism has failed mankind. It is clearly apparent that scientific materialism has failed to answer mankind's most pressing concerns. By taking an extremely microscopic view of the primary plane, humankind has come under excessive negative scrutiny, and thus the naturalness of our being is dichotomized, even nigh beyond recognition. As an advocate of the essential divinity of the human creature, it is my duty to oppose tyranny in all its forms. It is on this note that I bring forward an understanding of the great deceptions being wrought against mankind. For a message to be clearly transmitted to future generations, it cannot just be written down and forgotten. It must be conveyed mind to mind directly by living beings. This is becoming more and more obvious to us as in this day and age, people seek out more often than not to get information via online sources from living people live that they can interact with. So an issue that comes to the forefront is whether a source is trustworthy or not. Getting into a state of mind that can bring about these direct perceptions of the unseen spheres should be available to any given individual directly on their own. Thus, they can verify the veracity of any information obtained by others in the work. There are genuine messages coming from these realms and should be recorded by people engaging in spiritual research. In order to bring about the dissemination of knowledge of the higher realms, one must make meaningful and clear connections with these realms. The state of mediumship can be achieved by any ordinary individual that has taken the time to let his earthly being settle, as it were, into a state of lethargy, so that only the active spiritual element is guiding the transmission of the message. The burning of aromatic gums and resins can aid in fulfilling this settling of the earthly consciousness. There are visions that come out to people that use alien and poisonous plants to stimulate lesser states of consciousness, but these are mostly fantasy. They are of a lower astral orientation and base in nature. When people enter into these states, they feel the beings they contact there are above them and even of a godlike quality. But it is because they place themselves below these beings, and thus are lowered to a level of elemental servitude. This can never be correct, or express higher realms of mind and spirit. At best, it is a distraction. Worse, it is desultory and injurious. Every living being, to some extent, is a medium. There dwell just beyond man's perception spirits and other beings that would bring forth and instill in man the secrets they know of writing and the art of magic. Mediums are able to bring forward many known things from unseen realms. When we enter the realms of the dead, we become aware of many strange demonic forms that surround the deceased person in their life between lives. It is a world very different from our own. When discussing these spiritual realms, it is essential to have a clear understanding of what is actually there. We must disperse with any abstract illusion or spiritual fantasy. These delusions can be easy to spot once you have a certain level of initiation into the worlds beyond. Bringing back tangible knowledge has a clarity and sobriety that is easily perceivable to a genuine wayfarer of the worlds beyond. There is no ambiguity of understanding. Please join me in this message to seek out spiritual reform, spiritual gnosis, and on the path of the great work, ever onward and upward, ad astra, as above, so below, as we wander into the abodes of the future. Do good magic.
Lovecraft warned us that it is true, terribly true, that there are in fact non-human entities among us, and watching us all the time with spies gathering information, whispering
Thank you for watching Lunar Light Entertainment.